Okay, this is a group that's just been bedded, and it really perks them up. They get real happy when they get bedded. You know, I don't really know why. I suppose it's like if you get a new mattress set at your house, you'll lay down on it 12 o'clock noon, but they get real happy. They love to go through it. You can see the tails going. And in this pen, there's actually 50 of them in here, and most of them went back in the house. And it's, you know, it's 9-something in the morning. So, and see, that's an action that sometimes you like, sometimes you don't. You see that scratching action on the side of the watch. They'll just line up to do it. And if you were here, you might say to me, well, do they have fleas? No, if you put anything in here new, pigs like to go and sniff it, they'll lick it, they'll bite it, and then they'll rub on it. It's just what they do. The coat health of our herd has always been very good because they are out in our dirt. For those of you that don't know, I'll just give you an upbrief on this particular field. Is a produce field, and in the wintertime I'll drag this shelter out here, and then I'll put small pigs out here. I do that earlier than winter. Obviously I do it in the fall when there's still a lot of produce out here that we do not need anymore. And then they take it all down. And what it does, it gives them a jump start to go into winter. They get very, very healthy when that's what they're eating. And we also supplement their feed too. Like I feed them small grains. They have a pile of it on the ground in here. They're not really too hungry right now because they've just had plenty. And so I try to come out and see the pigs daily if I can. If it's too nasty, I don't, but I always can look at them. I've got 2 other fields that are actually fallow right now that are pretty good sized fields. One of them's been planted. It's about 1.5 acres. It's been planted. So all those seeds are in the dirt and they're under snow. And that's a really good thing for me because I know that snow will keep them somewhat insulated. And then as soon as spring breaks and we start getting some warm days on that soil, those seeds will germinate and they'll just really come forward. I'm going to head up here a little bit and talk to you all about Snowball because I've been getting a couple of requests about her. The saga of Snowball continues. More drama. Well, here's who she is. She turned out to be a good-looking girl. She's got a lot of those Russian characteristics in her. She's got the small hindquarters, and you can see she's still not walking quite right. So whatever happened to her when she was in with the other girls, if you remember, I had to put a strap around her girth and lift her out of there with a front end loader because they were beating her up so bad. I've had that happen one other time. Now that we were talking about it this morning, I may have told you that never happened before, but this morning we were talking about old Snowball, and we did have it happen one other time. And it could have been an electric fence problem with her, now that we think back about it, because we had another pig that got hung up on an electric fence, got shocked really bad, and she was blind for a while. She was hung up on it for 30 seconds or 45 seconds, that's all. But our fences are pretty strong. She got it in her mouth, and once she was in it, she couldn't get off of it. And we had to come rescue her, but she never recovered. That could have happened to Snowball too, we don't know. But anyway, she did have babies. She had them in this little igloo that we fabbed for her right there. She had 7 nice babies. I even put another baby in with her that the mother wasn't quite as good as Snowball was appearing to be. But then I didn't check on her for a couple days because she seemed like a really solid sow. And then turned out she had 3 that were dead. And so I took the rest of the babies away from her and brought them in the house, and turns out she was completely dried up. So she had no milk production at all. Now we don't know what caused that, but we don't care. She's going to be culled. That's it. And that's what you do in farming this way to ensure herd health. You know, I suppose I could call a vet in. I suppose I could take her down to the university and have them look at her and they tell me. Could do all that, but it's really not worth it. It's just not worth it. We'll cull her out, send her to process, and, you know, we still got 4 nice babies out of her. Out of the 8, we salvaged 4. And I have one of them's kind of shaky. What happened to them, we know. They didn't get any feed, and if they don't get her milk coming in them when it's cold out like this, they get cold on the inside, and it causes them problems that sometimes they just can't come back from. And 4 of them didn't make it. 4 of them, I have them in the greenhouse now, and that's where they're living. And we'll see, you know. But here's the thing. We don't think that we should use them for any kind of breeding animal. Because let's say that Snowball's problem is neurological, and, you know, it wasn't Larry jumping on her, it wasn't the other girls beating her up. Let's say there was just something in her head that was not right. We don't know, but we're going to cut our losses by just getting her and her line gone. So her babies will be feeders. We will just castrate the males and we will feed them out. We won't, even if they come out looking great, we won't say, hey, we'll use these for breeding stock. Just can't do that. Because if I don't need breeding stock, but if I sold it to somebody else that did, it's not good for the overall herd health here in the United States. So the right thing to do is to just cull her and her babies out, and we increase our chances of herd health going into the future. So that's what we're going to do. All right, here I am at 8 minutes. Boy, I love to talk. Mark from Bakers Bean Acres. Anyone can farm.